does make perfect sense to go scream on into a collision course of the planetoid. You're absolutely right. 1 minute to node, 28-second burn time. I'm actually going to reduce this burn slightly, because if we are going to hit the far side crater, the moon's going to rotate underneath us. So we'll bring our landing point back up a little bit to allow for that. Okay, 27-second burn. So we need to burn at T-minus 17 seconds. Let's get ourselves lined up. Unsurprisingly, smack on retrograde. Where you'd expect it to be. And go. But yeah, we're coming in, slowing ourselves down. We'll go around the moon that way, and we'll land on the far side crater around there. Which, fortunately, is actually going to be the sunny side as well. Which is kind of handy. So at least we'll have decent shadows on the way down. Yep, we're coming down. Nothing else I need particularly to do apart from land on the moon. There's no specific locations or contracts or orbiting first or anything like that. Just checking. Okay, 400 meters a second of delta V left in this stage. That's going to get us most of the way slowed down actually. Let's bring it round to the edge of the crater, and then we'll burn out the rest of that stage and just kill our speed. How close to the surface are we? Really quite close. That's the edge of the far side crater. We're only 9k up. No, we're only 4k up. Alright. Have to burn off all of that speed. Bring our surface speed down to about 30-40 meters a second if we can. See if we can put it down somewhere over there. I don't want to land on this, this looks a little bit too steep. Right, that stage is empty, that can go impact the surface. And we'll see where we're coming down. I suspect it might come down in here anyway actually, the way this is dropping. But I guess we land where we land. See how hilly it is. Maybe we might even come down before that crater. I just hope the hill's not too steep on this side. It does look a bit hilly down there. I'm not sure I like this as a landing zone. Yeah, you're right, JG, I'm well before it. Three and a half kilometers up, 70 meters a second, and dropping really quite fast. Let's try killing some speed off. I'm just hoping this is not too steep is all. I think it'll be alright. That was our fuel tank blowing up. It's done its job. Speed's down to 50 meters a second, 1.4 kilometers to go. Yeah, landing in there would have been fun, wouldn't it? This should be alright, I think. 500 meters, 20 meters a second. Drop the thrust slightly, bring it down. Meters a second. Stay upright. Stay upright. Yep, I think we're good. It's a little bit steep, but we're good. Welcome to the moon! Made it! I actually managed to get the achievement I wanted inside the 4-hour session. 3 hours 13 minutes into the stream and we're on the moon. I call that a win. Save that there before the ship topples over. Jeb's happy enough. So, atmospheric pressure scan from the east far side crater. There you go, JG, right where you wanted it. They say Insanity is doing the same thing multiple times and checking, expect a different result. You check the pressure again anyways. Yep, it's still 0. Crew report. Thank you very much, Jeb. Material study from the surface of the moon. Fine dust of the moon is intermixed with some of the samples. You have a sneaky suspicion that they'll be able to get the lab clean again. Yeah, probably not, but that's alright. Mystery goo. Less dense on the moon, we knew that already. And a temperature scan. See, how do we get temperature data from the environment with a thermometer here when we can't record temperature in space? Because we're still in the vacuum. Who knows? Mood dust? Mood dust smells awful, yes. Moon dust smells awful. You mean actual moon dust smells awful? I've never actually... I've seen chunks of moon rock. I've actually touched a chunk of moon rock. There's one at Kennedy Space Center in the Saturn V hall. So I have touched the moon. But I've never actually smelt moon dust. Alright, time for an EVA, time to plant a flag on the moon. One small... I'm not going to say one small step for Kerbal, because he's going to fall off and bang his head, he always does. Let's take the EVA report over here, East Far Side Crater. And we will also take all the data out of there and restore everything so we can get more crew reports if we need to. On the off chance that everything goes horribly wrong on return, we're going to take the data from here as well and put it back in the pod. I'd like to get all the data out of there as well, but we'll deal with that in a minute. Alright, Jeb, see if we can get you on the surface without you falling over. No, we can't. Told you that, and he said. Does it every time. Welcome to the moon. Whee! What I am going to do is I'm going to nip back to the Space Center and see if we have any missions to plant flags on the moon, because they sometimes do that. And if we do, we can get bonus money and bonus science. Bonus everything. But yeah, we're on the moon. Let's just clear the launch pad of the garbage we left behind. Science data from space around the moon, we can absolutely do that on the way back. Plant flag on the moon. There you go, called it. Series of orbital maneuvers in orbit of the home world. Okay, I want to do rendezvous and docking. Yeah, we can do that. I'm not going to do it right now, but we can do it. Take the mission while it's there. Ooh, we have Kerbal rescue missions coming up as well. Excellent. That means I get to add you lot to the stream. Because any of these that come back, we'll rename them. Bring a moonstone back. Have a couple pick it up and return it to Kerbal. Expect you find one in the poles, Highland craters, or Farside craters, which is exactly where we are. Absolutely. Jeb, you're going off hunting moonstones. Awesome. Let's go find ourselves some moonstones. You can rename Kerbals. You can JGE with a mod. It's a mod that does it. I'll show you when we get back to the Space Center. I'll crank it up and show you the stuff. But yeah. Don't you dare fall over a ship. Don't you dare. Okay, Jeb, first job. Plant the flag. One small donation for man, one giant cliche for the stream. Yes, Maggies are on the moon. Fantastic. Right, let's find ourselves a moon rock. And if I know these things, they're probably specifically sized and really hard to find. The ones on Mimbus are horrendous. But let's go fly. I bet this one's too big. Oops. He's resilient. This one's way too big. Yeah. It's going to be small, about half a Kerbal sized. And probably really hard to spot in amongst all this stuff. So just going to bring up our resources so I can see how much EVA he's got, because otherwise it's going to be fun trying to get him back. I mean, that one's smaller, but I don't think it's small enough. Let's go see. Might be. Oops. Oh, there we go. Happens. Nope, that's too big. Anything you can walk through is way too big. Not seeing anything that could be an actual recoverable moonstone. And we're in the East Farside Crater, we're in the right place. try over here. That one looks a little smaller. Might be good. I think it's still too big. We're also getting short on EVA propellant. One of these days I'll land on his feet. No, that's still way too big, isn't it? Drop inside that. Okay. Small one about 90 degrees to my left, which with stream lag and me having turned around twice is going to be interesting. I don't see anything small enough. I also managed to lose my ship, is it? Now to the right. Must be that one? That one? Not sure. Let's go investigate over here. Whee! Is that the land? The lander over there. Let's just quickly nip out. Come on, let me set it as target. There we go. There's our ship. Right, okay. Yeah, lag does make it kind of impractical. Let's head back because we're getting low on EVA and we'll see if we can find one on the way. I don't want to have to walk Jeb back home. There'll be a moon rock around here somewhere we can actually pick up. Hey, back to landing. Alright, put Jeb back inside, refuel the propellant tanks. We need ladders, right? Where's that moon rock going to be? We're going to have a look at that, that looks odd. Something strange about this one. Oh, this might be one of the ones you actually need to mine for. But it's worth a look anyway. Definitely something odd about this. Let's go find out. Cannot stand up straight, can he? Aim camera, plant flag, remove helmet, AV. Shoot. No. So this is not the moon rock we're looking for. Yeah, JG, I figured it probably was. It's one for the scanners. Worth a look anyway, though. Let's see what else we can find. Problem is the textures on the surface here are so prone to looking like they have shadows on them when they really don't. That might be a viable candidate. It's really hard to tell with distance as well. Suddenly you get closer up and realise it's absolutely huge. Yeah, still way too big. Yep. I've done this mission, or this kind of mission before. I've done it on Mimbus, and they are an absolute pig to find sometimes. It's not just any old rock, it's a very specific rock. Because, you know, reasons. And I'm not seeing anything that's even close to being a likely candidate around here. It's true. Yes, turning down the graphics is a way of cheating it, because you basically turn off all the scattering surface stuff and it only leaves left the rocks that actually matter, but we could give it a try, I suppose. Well, I don't think you can do it from this settings option either. I think you have to go back to the main menu for full settings. If we can't find one, we can't find one. It's not the end of the world. There's more fun things to do than fly around the moon trying to find a rock. The other thing I want to do is I want to get all the science out of the service bay so that we don't end up risking losing that on the way back. And it means we reset it for other experiments as well. Problem is, I'm not sure if this is going to tip the ship over. Because whilst it's reasonably flat, it's not completely flat. If I can just get Jeb to stand on top of land a leg, which he's not going to do. No. Come on, Jeb, stop messing around. No. Alright. We can do it in the Boomman, thank you very much for the £10. Very much appreciated. Very kind of you indeed. Sure, Maggie's will be extremely grateful. Well, for all of your donations so far. That's up to 220. We're almost halfway to the target already. And as I said earlier on, in case you missed it, if we make over 500 for every £50 over that, I'll extend the stream by an hour up to an extra 4 hours. And if we Jeb, what are you doing? Seriously. Get back on board. Right, thank you. Yes, if we make it past 500, I'll extend the stream, and for all the top 5 donors, I believe it is, QCat is going to immortalise your names in lights in Satisfactory. And we'll total those donations up at the end of the stream and see who gets to have their name built out of hypertubes. Some sort of weird modern art sculpture creation. Okay, we're on the moon, we've done the flag. The moon rocks, they're around there somewhere, but I can live without the moonstones. The plant flag is done. Bring a moonstone back, try to recover side state from space around the moon. We've already got that on board. I think it's time to bring Jeb home, to be honest. Without there being an obvious moonstone around here somewhere. Just nip back to the space center and just double check there's not anything else we can pick up while we're here. Because missions tend to come in left, right, center at this point. So we'll have a look, see if there's any more missions we can do, and then we'll bring Jeb home. Explore Kerbal. That's the docking stuff. Which we're going to do sometime soon anyway, so we might as well actually pick the mission up, because and we currently have space for 2 more contracts, so we can start bringing the rescue missions in as well. Lodome's in low Kerbal orbit. Aphin's in low Kerbal orbit. Yep, we can do those. Well, we might be able to go all 3 in one go. We can get a ship that will do it. Let's bring Jeb home first. Bring Jeb back. Get all the science from the moon. Ooh, that reminds me. Talking of science from the moon, we can do surface samples as well. Mustn't forget to do surface samples. Get that stinky moon dust. It's not the same as bringing the moon rock back, but it is still a lot more bonus science. And bonus science is always good. Okay. One more time out, Jeb. So you just fall off the side. I thought I unlocked surface samples. Sure, I unlocked surface samples back at the Space Center. Am I going crazy? Well, yes, obviously I'm doing 24 hours of this stuff back to back, but apart from that... Well, sure I unlocked surface samples. Maybe I didn't. Oh, it was R&D for surface samples. Well, we can do it now. We had $1 million in the bank. Back to the moon. Jeb can get the bucket and spade out and do some digging. Building himself a moon dust castle. Now there's science to be done. Surface sample 120. Crater seems to have been a really nasty impact. Samples are heavier than normal. How would you know it's your first sample? I'm not complaining. An entire tier of data on its own, but... Right, back on board, Jeb. Time to go home. Let's get you lined up first. Alright. Close that up. Close that. And now we need to plan for getting home. We are currently on the far side. If we were to burn due west and basically go that way, I mean, it's not the most optimal way of doing it, but it would probably get us somewhere close to home. Let's give it a try, see what happens. I think we can go almost due west from here and just take off and go retrograde. Okay, everything's stowed and secured. I think we're pretty much good to go. Yep, let's take it home. We want to head 270, which is that way. Which pointed sideways. And that's you humming screaming Ranchy Acre retrograde trajectories. I would apologise for the earworm, but I never apologise for earworms. Yep, heading in the right direction. Missing the edge of the crater. You know what this reminds me of? This little craft coming horizontally like this, or coming out horizontally. It looks like we're out of fuel, is what it looks like. How did I burn through all that fuel? I guess Jeb's not coming home then. I thought I had way more fuel in this than that. Right. Time to organise a rescue mission. Jeb, you have 2 objectives. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking, Pooman. We put him in orbit, we come and rescue him. First thing you do is we got the data out of there. We get all the data out of the science bay. Give me that thermometer. Big data, there we go. Take data from there. That mystery goo's not been observed. That's not been used, that's not been used. I think that's all the data we need. I don't think there's anything else in here. So we'll put you back on board briefly. Yeah, we'll get the crew reports out as well. Yeah. There's a whole stack of stuff in there. I'll put him back on board first, and then we'll jump back out later on once we're at apoapsis. I was sure I had enough fuel for the return trip in here. I must have completely miscalculated it. Oh well. Hey, we made it off the moon. It's a good start. We've got all the science. We are going to get to an apo of 53, and we're not far off circularized, I think. Yeah, could be worse. Okay, let's spin round to here. I could get out and push at Apo, but there's no point, JG, there really isn't, because this ship is not going to come home anyway. I'd have to do a huge amount of getting out and push to get it to leave the moon's orbit, never mind return to Kerbal. I can get Jeb into orbit and keep him safe floating around the moon, but the ship is, yeah, too heavy and too slow. So, Jeb, with your RCS, let's hope this works. Point you orbital prograde and start. Back to the ship. Gotta pick up all the science first. I'm so keen for Jeb to be away from the ship, I've got to take all the science out of it. Gravitron to dock, refuel it through the punctured tanks. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah. Take data. That's better. Right. Now we can point you orbital prograde. You might as well board and restock the EVA with fuel while we're here as well. Okay. Now we're off. Why did you just spin round? I want you to go. Stupid camera. Just put me in chase mode and just go that way. Min periaps of 25, apoaps of 50. Okay, Jeb is in orbit. He's going to have to hang around for a while. But Jeb is in orbit. His ship is heading for a nice big splat on the far side. But Jeb we can rescue. And he has all the science. We've got far side create a surface sample, EVA report from space, mystery goo, atmospheric pressure, temperature scans. Just need to bring all that home. Hey, it wouldn't be KSP without a rescue mission, right? So, what are we going to send up to bring it back? Well, something not dissimilar to the lander, to be honest. Actually, the one we did for the moon of flyby would do the job quite nicely, wouldn't it? Because that had a ton of delta V for getting into orbit. And all we need to do is get into orbit. So, if we take this, we can strip off the science. Because we've got all that. I'll drop the weight and the cost down a bit. Keep the solar panels, but take off the Science Junior because we don't need that on this flight. Two-person cabin, pick and rescue at the same time. Yeah, that's true. I'm not sure I have the two-person cabins unlocked. It would be nice. I could put a Mark 1 cabin on here, couldn't I? See if we can do the whole lot in one go. There's nothing like being ambitious. If I were to do this... Oops. Get on there. There we go. And stick another couple of parachutes on the side just for good measure. Mark 1 crew cabin takes 2 people. Valentina can fly it, which makes flying it a whole lot easier, not have to worry about comms and line of sight and all that sort of rubbish. Then we can pick up one of the rescue missions in orbit, go at the moon, pick up Jeb, come back, job done. I can even stick the solar panels. Main piece of the craft and bring this back. Now this has 751 in the boosters, 1782 in the main tanks. It's 2,500, that almost gets us to orbit. 2,000 in the top stage. 2,000 in the top stage will get us to moon orbit and back quite easily. And I don't think the Mark 1 cabin weighs a ton. Science Junior is 0.2 tons, so it is a bit heavier. It is a little bit heavier than the other ship. But we can just swap that out for... that we don't need the two 400s, we can just take an 800. Extra fuel, extra Delta V, 2,500 in the top stage. And thruster weight of 1.4 off the pad, which is fine. Thruster weight on the main engine is a little low, but once we're at altitude of say 15 kilometers, that's above 1. So, yeah. Alright, see if we can go and rescue some Kerbals. I could put a probe core on here and rescue 3 of them rather than 2 of them, but this will do the job for now. Solar panels, batteries, parachutes. Crew is just Valentina, which is what we want. Empty Mark 1 crew cabin, plenty of fuel. Staging looks okay, so boosters, drop boosters, fly main engine. Drop launch stage, fly a second stage, and then return, we drop all the engines, fire the drogues, fire 3 main chutes. No science, we're just going to go pick up people. And we don't need docking ports because we're only doing rendezvous. We're only going to go up and actually do transfers in space. We're not going to have to dock with anything. So, right, let's go rescue some folks. Bring all our tasty moon science back. And then once I've got the rescue missions done, I think I'll probably give Kerbal a break for a little bit. That's going to be best part of 4 hours of Kerbal. Why are you falling over? Seriously? Not having that. Yes, JG, I know you can't get into the cabin direct. I was going to use crew transfer to put Valentina either in the other cabin and let Jeb fly us home, or vice versa, sort of that. That should stay upright. Why did that? There's no reason that should fall over. Not having that at all. But if you insist, we'll do this. Oh look, the bots are in chat. Go surprise. Can't be bothered timing them out or banning them? No, I really can't. If they get worse, I'll take care of it, but not gonna hurt for now. Spam, 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 lovely spam, wonderful. Yeah, you get a few every now and then, but I'll deal with them if they get too much of a problem. The odd one I can live with. And you ban one and another one pops up, they just, you know, create hundreds of accounts anyway, there's nothing much you can do about it. Right, now it's not going to fall over, let's see if we can actually launch this thing. We'll have those at the same time, thank you. I don't want the launch clamps dropping first and the ship is falling onto the pad. Then you, then that, yeah, okay. Yeah, there are better games to play than Whack-A-Bot. We will deal with it if we have to. In the meantime, we're going to space. So, 3, 2, 1. No, Valentina, you're not doing an EVA report while on launch. Just because Jeb might doesn't mean you should. Anyone seen For All Mankind? No, I haven't. I haven't, Boomer. Person's holding on for dear life during a burn. Okay. Oh hey Ottergod, welcome back. We're pleased to hear, Ottergod, that we've just managed to strand Jeb around the moon. He's in orbit, he's not going to crash, but we have to go rescue him. But things are going, you know, as usual. Badly. I blame JGE. JGE was the one that said, let's do a burn directly for the far side crater. And we did, and it worked really well. We landed beautifully. We just didn't have enough fuel to take off again. Problem is I haven't got my Delta V map to hand this stream. I didn't set it up for the charity layout, and I really should have done, because I could have used it to reference how much fuel we actually needed to get back off the moon. I may have miscalculated slightly. It's true, single burn is more efficient in theory. But yeah, I just didn't have enough fuel on the top stage. So yes, this is the rescue mission, not a god. That's exactly what this is. And I'm not really paying attention and I've come in a little shallow. But we'll fix that. Let's keep bringing the ammo up. That's the bottom stage out of fuel. You know, perhaps it's up to about 75k, and then we'll see where we're at in terms of rescue stuff. If we can pick up one of the ones in orbit as well, then great. If not, we'll just go and get Jeb. But Jeb is priority number one, because Jeb has all the science. This is actually going alright as launches go. We're actually high enough up that it's not going to matter too much that we're still burning an atmosphere with this engine, but slightly less efficient, but it's not too bad. Apoapsis is 73. Right, let's go up to 75 and see where we're at. Oh, they're both at 80. Okay. And we are on the far side. If I get into orbit about 75, I can probably pick him up reasonably easily. Just need to go get Jeb. Anyway, let's put ourselves into a 75km orbit. And the other option is we actually aero brake coming back down. Put ourselves back into orbit that way, and then if we have enough fuel to do it, we can pick up the ones we're trying to rescue. If not, then we can just return home with Jeb. I think I'd rather get Jeb first and then see if we can do it on the way back with a bit of air braking to save fuel. To be honest, honest to God, the Kerbal stranded in orbit were entirely their own fault. They're just rescue missions. They're not actually me that put them there for once. They're actual in-game missions to rescue them. And we'll get to add them to the crew manifest then. At which point, one of you lot can join the crew. Yes, different space agency. In theory. So on Prograde Valentina, and 40 seconds to Apo. Probably about a 10-15 second burn from here. We're not far off orbital. So wait till Apo Apsis gets to about T-10 and then we'll burn. 75 by 69, pretty close. Why is periapsis dropping? The hell? Oh, it's minus 68, it's not 68, that's why. Sorry, I was reading that and seeing 68 and wondering why it was going down. It's going down because we're not in orbit yet. Alright, periapsis is going to very slightly skim the atmosphere, but we can live with that. But we can probably raise it if we just burned a little bit of radial. Space K should definitely be a thing in KSP2. If it's not already modded in KSP1, yeah. Alright, we are in orbit. That's a good start. Just as a matter of interest, how close will we be to that if we do a couple of loops around? And what would our relative speed be? We'll find out. See, I can't decide now. I can't decide whether to go and get one of these first or whether we just go and get Jeb. See, we're in the right place for these, and getting it on error braking on the way back will be tricky. Let's do a couple of orbits. Jeb's got plenty of oxygen. He's fine. See how much closer we get. Because we should catch it up. Albeit slowly. Because that's out 82 and roughly circular. Okay, Tundra Exploration is basically the perfect SpaceX-like mod. I figured there would be a SpaceX type mod in this, so there kind of had to be really, but... Are we actually getting any closer to this? Possibly. I think we're in almost identical orbits. It's quite ridiculous. Because our periaps is down at 70, Apo's at 85. We should be catching up. We don't seem to be getting anywhere. Let's go to periaps and drop our orbit down a little bit. Because the basic premise of intercepts is if you're in a lower orbit you go faster, and if you go faster then you catch them up. The periaps is 79, Apo's 83, so if we drop ours down to 77, 75, 70. Like that, then we should start catching them up.